All right, Shalom, Yasharala. Before we get started, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well, that are still laboring in this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. We're back with another video, or another lesson, and this will be a news report. All right. As we always go into, some articles, all right, looking what's happening around the world and linking them up, all right, with the scriptures, with the Bible, because we are living in the end times, all right, living in evil days, it's gonna get more evil as we go on, famine, pestilence, all right, you know, um, days of trouble are ahead of us, man. So we do these videos to edify, all right, and build up the elect, all right, wherever they are, and we pray and hoping that ourselves are of that number, you know. So let's get into it. I'm gonna start with and it's not really, not really, I don't really got a lot, but it's something, So this is from End Time Headlines. It says 4 towns in Massachusetts issue voluntary lockdown to prevent spread of mosquito-borne disease. All right, and it says 4 Massachusetts towns, Douglas, Oxford, Sutton, and Webster, have enacted a voluntary evening lockdown in an attempt to curb the spread of potentially deadly mosquito-borne disease. The decision comes after the Massachusetts Department of Public Health confirmed that the first human case of triple E since 2020 in Worcester County. All right, you see, I said triple E, but I ain't gonna pronounce it. I ain't gonna try to pronounce this. All right, it says on Wednesday, the Oxford Board of Health voted to support the recommendation for people to remain indoors after 6 p.m., effective immediately through September 30th, according to a public health advisory shared with Fox News Digital. It says starting on October 1st, the recommendation is to remain indoors after 5 p.m. until the first hard frost. The period from dusk through dawn is considered peak mosquito hours, the notice stated. The advisory designates the 4 communities as critical risk. It is the Board of Health's responsibility to protect the public health, and we take triple E very seriously. And we are strongly encouraging residents to follow these recommendations due to the severity of triple E and the fact that says, and the fact that it is in our community. A spokesperson for the town of Oxford said in an email to Fox News Digital. All right, and that concludes the article. We got another one over here. I think it gives us more details. No, not that one. This one. All right, now that it's a curfew, right? So it says this from Newsmax. It says Massachusetts town set curfew to curb virus outbreak. It says 4 towns, which we read in Massachusetts, have issued a voluntary evening curfew to protect residents from the potentially deadly Eastern equine you know, encephalitis. I hope I said that right. Or triple E. We're just gonna call it that. Esau. But it says following the state's first confirmed human case since 2020, according to the New York Post. All right, it's really the same thing we read in the other article. But I'll read it. It says officials in Douglas, Oxford, Sutton, and Webster are urging residents to observe a voluntary evening lockdown to prevent the spread of the rare but potentially fatal mosquito-borne disease. On Wednesday, Oxford's Board of Health voted to recommend the residents stay indoors after 6 p.m., effective immediately and continuing through September 30th from October 1st. The advisory suggests remaining indoors after 5 p.m. until the first hard frost. So you gotta remain in the house, all right, after 5 o'clock. So after 5 o'clock, it's voluntary, but some are going to participate in that. So it's a voluntary lockdown, which means you don't have to do it, but they're giving you they telling you to you should basically. But this could be a little test run, for an actual endemic that's gonna come. They talking about they've been talking about bird FLU and another one MPOX. All right, which I thought I had one on that, but that's spreading like crazy. Matter of fact, let's pull something up real quick on that. See if we can get. Slovakia. We know it spread it to. It was in Africa. It spread it to other countries within that. Within the. I think it spread to the. I believe it said like Rwanda. It started in the DR Congo. So then it spread to like Rwanda. I believe Uganda and some other countries over in that area. But they talking about is the mpox the next vid infectious disease experts address endemic potential. You know, so let's get some scriptures on that, right? Because the Lord, He prophesied this. These are the signs of His return, right? It says Matthew. Excuse me, I keep burping. Matthew 24, and I'm gonna start at verse 4, and it says, "And Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and shall deceive many." You see, we're gonna have people popping up, which we do already. All right, and don't be surprised to be more. You know, self proclaiming that they're the Messiah, are together to here to gather His people, right? But we know that the Lord is not gonna come as a man. So you can't be fooled by these things. There's gonna be some rapture, all right, and He's gonna take his believers somewhere, or everybody else going through tribulation. No, the Lord's gonna come for His elect, and that's it. It says, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and shall deceive many." And they're gonna come in the name of who the world called Jesus. That's the first indicator. The Lord's name isn't Jesus. All right, it's Yahweh Shai. The Father's name is Yahweh. Yahweh meaning He is. Yahweh Shai, He saves. He is the deliverer. All right. Verse 6, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Yeah, we're gonna hear these different rumors of, wars coming up. All right, nation, rising up against nation, which says in the next verse, says, "For nation shall rise against nation." It's even talking about civil war, political wars, stuff like that. Race wars. It's a gender war right now. Men versus women, right? But that's gonna come to an end soon. These aren't gonna get back in order, especially the so-called black woman. "For a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines." This famine's gonna come. That's one where that's a big one. A lot of people are gonna die in the scriptures. A lot of people are gonna die from famine, right? "And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." You see that? But pestilences is prophesied. And what is pestilence? We know pestilence is disease. All right, and if we know it's gonna be another demic to come with these different pestilences, or I don't want to say the word diseases coming out. All right, MPOX, bird FLU, and there was another one. They got a whole list of it. I forgot. I don't know where the article is in. Um, it's on the People's Voice, but I don't know which one it is. Right? Let's get let's see. I think that's second address. Is it 15? Not 14. Let me see. I think it's 15. Yeah, I'm gonna start at second address 15 and And 46 says, and thou Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith the Most High, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, pestilence, all right, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. See, that's what that pestilence is prophesied, man. You see, this is something that's gonna take place very soon. You know, down coming in the coming months. I'm not saying it's gonna be tomorrow or next week, but it's on the way. You know, it was another one I was thinking of. We can get this one in Ezekiel. I think that's 7 and 15. It says the sword is without, and the pestilence, Salakia. The sword is without, and the pestilence and famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. You see that? Through the NLT. It says there is war outside the city, and disease with famine within. Those outside the city walls will be killed by enemy swords. Those inside the city will die of famine and disease. Woo! See that? So famine and pestilence is prophesied. Both are gonna come. All right, because it's in the scriptures. See that? So these things are on the way, man. Right? And let's get this so we can get rid of that. I think this is this one. Yeah. I think I did a video on this a couple of days ago, but it came back up again. This is yesterday. Yeah, today 25th. This was yesterday. WEF warns an era of shock events is coming. Those are the words shock events before we go on. All right, that term. Shock event definition. This is a shock event is a sudden, unexpected, and often unpleasant or offensive event, or the emotional or physical reaction to such an event. It says shock can also refer to a medical condition that occurs when the body doesn't have enough blood circulating. Yeah. That's not the one I want. What is the meaning of shock events? The emotional or physical reaction to a sudden, unexpected, and usually unpleasant event or experience. Come as a shock. It gives an example. Come as a shock. Her mother's death came as a great shock event. It was so unexpected. So something like a a power outage, or the internet goes out, right? And it tells us that in this article too. But let's go back to that. So it says WEF warns of an era of shock events. And now, like I said, I did a video on this before, but why not, bring it out again? It says the World Economic Forum has declared that anything can happen in our post-demic era, and is warning that the world must brace for an era of shock events. It says, according to the professor Maha Hossein Aziz of New York University, the coming decade will be shaped by heightened global risk and unpredictable shock events. In a new opinion piece posted on the website, Aziz claimed anything can happen in our post-demic era, and went to list 3 potential shock events that could happen. This is the first is the emergence of a new global extremist group, which the professor claims could use AI to create a new kind of terrorism. It says, with the world distracted with multiple major wars and leadership in decline, this could be an opportunistic time for a new extremist group to make its mark. Bring terror, terrorism, right? Bring do something to like a bomb explosion, right? It says, and maybe it says It says, and maybe not face as many consequences. Perhaps it will even leverage AI tools to kick off a new phase of terrorism. It says the next potential shock event is a deliberate cyber pandemic. This is Aziz points to the recent CrowdStrike outage. That was like last month in July when the airplanes were grounded, computers weren't working, right? Go watch like that happened in what's the movie called? Leave the World Behind. The internet was out, so you couldn't make no phone calls, right? You couldn't text nobody, couldn't get on the internet, you know. It said Aziz points to the recent CrowdStrike outage, which crippled computer systems worldwide, as an example of the chaos and damage a large-scale cyber attack could cause. The outage the outage cost Fortune 500 companies 5 billion alone. So like it says, imagine if a bad actor did this on purpose and even a grander scale. Professor Aziz's final prediction is that a small island nation could sink under the ocean due to climate, sea change, right? It says the COP28 plan to phase out fossil fuels may take decades, and it's unclear if world leaders will follow through. What's more probable is that in the meantime, certain island nations who emit only 0.3% of global emissions will keep fighting their cause, whether it is through international law or new climate funds, and you can read the rest on that. Nothing they didn't say in the previous one, right? It says in 2022, this paragraph, in 2022 it says WEF founder, all right, Claw Schwab warned that the world must prepare for the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would make the C19 demic seem like a small disturbance by comparison. So these different things are coming upon the earth, right? Troublous times, basically. Let's get over here. Let's get 2 Timothy 3:1. It says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. See, let's get this word perilous in the Greek, and it means, it's the Greek word halepos. It says hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, right? Through the idea of reducing the strength, difficult, i.e. dangerous. See? So the times we're coming into are dangerous, troublesome, difficult times. Why? Because of famine, pestilence, riots out here, people dying of hunger, right? Jacob's trouble at that, and Esau about to come down with a great wrath. Let's get that real fast. Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil. Who's this devil? All right, it's a spiritual demon, Satan? No, it's Esau Edom, all right, the so-called white man, right? Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, all right, is coming down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. He knows his time is short. All right, his rulership is over, is up. All right, his little season that he had is coming to an end, man. All right, no more rulership for Esau. So he's about to come down with a great wrath. And what he gonna do? He gonna kill a lot of people. He gonna come down on the men of the Lord. He gonna come after the Israelites, right? Because they know about us, man. And you followers, you believers, they know about y'all too. They watch everything, right? So we're about to come in that time. But let's get Ephesians. I think that's 5:14. It says, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach, Yahushua, shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. See that? Walk circumspectly. What does circumspectly mean? Circum means what? Around, like a circle. Spec means to look. So look around your surroundings. All right, what's going on in the world? What's happening in the news? That's why we do these news and news of prophecies, news reports, news updates, right? In the news, all right, Elder Hawad, you know. That's why we do these things, man, to keep, the elect, the hopeful elect, updated. Keep ourselves updated. You see? Because what's next? Jacob's trouble is coming, but what's the other major prophecy? The mark of the beast. And the other apostle Hart put the spirit out there, to continue to push out the videos on that on the MOTB, and the elders, the brothers been doing it. You see, giving you the true breakdown of it, because that's a major prophecy that these camps are playing about, man, and they're not telling you the truth. They telling you that it's something different, but we telling you it's the mark of the beast, the RFID hit, and if you take it, you will be destroyed, man. So that's what's coming next. A digital age, cash society, right? This is all about to come upon the world, man. What we in? August? September is next month. Don't forget, it's an election year. So get prepared, false flags. Some people believe it's not gonna be an election. That could happen. No election. Somebody, just the government just running everything above them. No president. It doesn't matter who comes into the office. It's gonna be the prophecy is still gonna play out. So it was one I was thinking of. Let's go over here. Let's get 16. It says 16, 17. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Right? This is the prophet Ezra saying this. See? It says, the beginning of sorrows, because the Lord, through the angel, showed the prophet Ezra the end times. And he's seen it. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. All right, amendment is correction. You see? Matter of fact, let's see what it says in the I think I read it in the GNT. Let's roll to that though. Let's get that real quick. Second Edgers. Hold on. 17 it says, I'm doomed, who will rescue me in those days? It says, troubles will come and many people will groan. Famine will come and many will die. Wars will come and the world powers will tremble. Disasters will come and everyone will be terrified. What will people do when these disasters come? It says famine, epidemics, troubles, and suffering are sent to punish and correct people. But in spite of all this, they will not turn away from their sins. They soon forget their punishment. The time is coming when food will be so cheap that people will think a time of peace and plenty have arrived. But then disasters will spring up everywhere. Wars, famine, and great confusion. Many people on earth will starve to death, and those who escape starvation will be killed in the war. You see? So this is what's coming, man. And it says right here, epidemics. Epidemics is what? Let's look it up. I ain't gonna mess it up. We did before. Let's just do it again. Epidemic. An outbreak of disease that spreads quickly and affects many individuals at the same time. An outbreak of epidemic, disease, man. All right? So it's a pestilence. You see that? So, this is Salakia, hold on. They got this going on. All right, Massachusetts town set curfew to curb virus outbreak. And you talking about this. What's that? This again. WEF warns of an era of shock events is coming. So they planning something. But us through the spirit, Yahweh Shemi Awashai, we gotta keep watching. Continue to be, let's get that. Real fast. 1 Peter 5:8, it says, be sober, be vigilant. What's vigilant mean? Let's look that up. Vigilant. Gregorio. I'll play it actually.
Strong's G 1127. Gregareo.
Gregareo. And it says to watch. Metaphor, give strict attention to, be cautious, active. We giving strict attention to what Esau is doing. Through the spirit, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai, man. We giving strict attention to these prophecies, to what's coming next, which is what? The mark of the beast, Jacob's trouble, the destruction of America, Babylon the Great, and the return of our Lord, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai. Yahweh Shai, really. Can't forget about World War III, So, be sober and be vigilant, man. Why? Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour, man. So we can't be caught off guard. We got to be continuously watching. That's why we're true watchmen. We're the true watchmen of Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai. Not these other groups. They're phony. They're false. If they were true watchmen, they would tell you what's coming, but they're not. So Lord willing, this was edifying to you brothers and you sisters out there. I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Lord will was edifying. Till the next video. Shalom. Kwame Yasharala. Wa Abba Baba.